These are some Dinar Guru updates, starting off with Mountain Goat. Kazemi is not going to Washington, D.C. for the RV. The RV is between the CBI and the IMF. If anything related, he will go ask for relief from OFAC sanctions that the CBI needs lifted in order to reinstate the dinar. Thus, then they can start the process of deleting the zeros, which we know leads to the reinstatement and thus us going to the bank. Holly, Wednesday, RV News, where we are today. The projected timing is between now and the end of the month. Pimpy article quote, Iraq's foreign money between the anvil of creditors and the hammer of protecting the U.S. federal bank, unquote. There are a handful of articles that keep talking about this. We've been holding on to some money for Iraq for a long time. There have been a lot of creditors trying to get in there, but there was an agreement. The United States told everybody else, hands off, period. Nobody could come after this money. All debt is considered settled once they pay these things off. Why do they keep talking about that? Pimpy says, I can't help but smile because, in my opinion, what I think is going to happen once the troops leave Iraq is gaining their sovereignty. They pay remaining debt off. They have the money to do it quickly with Kuwait and this other company, then they should be debt free. Then we give them their funds back. If they get their funds back, does that mean they should reinstate the rate the United Council was talking about, which is $3.22? Pimpy says, in 2017, what did they, the United Council, say? Iraq has done nothing to lose the value of their currency. It should be reinstated at $3.22. If they indeed used the revenue from oil to destroy 70% of the currency that was in circulation, is it low enough where they can now reinstate once they get their money, their sovereignty, once their debts are paid? Is it possible? Again, the United Council said what? They've done nothing to lose the value of their currency. There's no reason for it not to be reinstated at $3.22. Is it possible they're going to give them their funds back? Is it possible there's enough in there to cover the $3.22 rate? Mark Z via PDK says Friday looks good. What say you? Friday does look good. Today looks good. But based on what I hear from group leaders, later on this week looks good. Frank26 says, if Iraq wants to join the WTO, they can't say to the WTO, can we join? No, every country on this planet Earth that joins the WTO needs a sponsorship. They need a sponsor. Who is the sponsor for Iraq to join the WTO right now? Who is the sponsor for Iraq to join the WTO right now? The main sponsor is the United States of America. Kazemi and the governor of the CBI are still following the protocol that Donald Trump left for the Middle East. In my opinion, a sponsoring country would be a perfect candidate to be one-to-one with. All right, Bruce via Wiser Now says we have had thought that we would be notified by yesterday. There was info coming from 3 solid lead banks or sources. They were all pointing to us being notified yesterday. And then we find out yesterday there was some activity, additional cleanup. So where does that put us? It should put us in a position that I've been told where we should receive the entire thing tomorrow. And that would mean notifications, 800 numbers, emails, setting of appointments, and actually starting our exchanges. Wednesday, he said, did not have a time for when it would all take place. We'll have to see how that unfolds. It's exciting. It should be Christmas in July for us. Let's see if that actually takes place. All right, Mark Z via PDK, the Iraqi Dinar and the Kuwaiti Dinar street rates should be on parity with each other for stability in the area, and they all share joint oil fields. Holly says, so where we are, there's major silence. When things are silent, that's a very good sign. I'm told they want this to be released by the end of the month.